This is the Three Skeevers podcast.
All right, episode 11 of the Three Skeevers podcast with Grim from Grim's Forge Gaming and myself, Icy, with Icyfire Gaming. How you doing, Grim?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I got some good news and I got some bad news for you.
Okay. What's the good news?
The good news is The Mandalorian Season 2, okay, episode 2 just came out, and oh man, dude. Between episode 1 and 2, I'm really excited for this season. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. You've already
I
been,
just
go ahead.
I just watched it last night with my wife, and episode 2, it was awesome.
Yeah, I really like it a lot. Definitely had some Alien vs Predator vibes there. Actually, no spoiler alert.
Yeah, it did.
So,
Yep. So what's the bad news?
well, the bad news is my ESO subscription just expired today, and I am not renewing.
Yeah. So what's the bad news?
Yeah, right. Uh,
Yeah.
So, and I guess just piggybacking off that, yeah, that'll be the I think that'll be the topic for this podcast episode, where what's the nice phrase where we're moving on to greener pastures?
Yeah.
Is that one of them? Something like that.
Yeah. I really like this game. I've played since beta, and
It's always you say something nice before you.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
Isn't that how you do it? You do a compliment or 2 compliments before you completely trash them.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ZeniMax sold Microsoft a lemon here. They sold them a lemon. This is going to be the title of this too, because just starting in January, the decline in this game has been absolutely. I've never seen or experienced anything like it, but I've got 4 friends that have quit because of non-performance, lag, and abilities not firing, and ultimates not working, and it's it's like an abusive relationship. It's an abusive relationship where they just keep going back. It'll be better next time. It won't happen next time, and then every time they go back, it does. The whole thing that you were talking about. See you tomorrow. Like.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we complain, we log out, we're like, screw this, we're not playing, this is stupid, and then see you tomorrow, and then we log back in. And so I love this game. If you've seen my content, I enjoy making the themed based builds and doing the video for it. And a couple days ago, I do plan on coming back if they fix the game. But in the meantime, 5 days ago, I was trying to put the Hulk build together, and I'm doing BGs for it. Campfire ability. I did 5 BGs. Couldn't get a single BG with footage in it where I wasn't getting desynced by lethal arrows, insta-killed, 12k procs on proc sets, 12k damage procs, just all kinds of just absolutely ridiculous stuff. And if that's the direction they're going with the game, time for a new game. But because it is like an abusive relationship and you keep coming back to it, I just uninstalled the game. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to have that temptation there, where you, Papa, or any of my family on the game, they message me and say, hey, do you want to pop in and see what it's about? No, that's how they keep sucking me back in.
Mm-hmm.
So I uninstall it. I'm not going to support their bad behavior anymore. Not paying ESO Plus, not even going to play the game. And I think that is the only way that they will fix it. Because unless people just stop playing or stop paying, both, don't buy Crown, just completely evacuate the planet, leave the game. That's the only way they're going to fix it.
I heard someone come up with, I guess maybe an argument. They made an argument for that point where, okay, so if you're not, say, X amount of people stop their ESO membership, okay, they stop buying crowns, they stop paying. then the developers can say, oh, well, we don't have any money to fix this. So how are we supposed to fix it if you don't give us any money? Yeah, but the thing is, we've been giving you money this whole time,
Yeah.
and you haven't done anything with it.
Yep. They haven't been allocating the funds properly. So Illinois Valley, he's a content creator on YouTube. You should check him out if he listens. Hello. But
That's an
he
interesting name.
yeah, he was on Nolan Kirchhoff, who is also a content creator, and they both play console, I believe. But Nolan Kirchhoff streams nightly on YouTube, and you can see some of the performance issues if you watch him. But funny dude for sure. But anyways, in the comments sections there, somebody said, everybody needs to stop paying ESO Plus. Everybody needs to leave. And then Illinois Valley said, well, then they would just say we don't have the funds to fix the game.
Right.
And I would believe that under normal circumstances, but knowing that they have gotten or will receive a monster payday from Microsoft for all their titles, they should have the funds. And maybe it comes down to it's not their responsibility anymore, too. I don't know that. Maybe now that it's been purchased, everything has to go through the hierarchy of who approves what. And now we have like 12 levels above us that we have to get approval to make any changes for. Who knows? But I'm not going to try and give them excuses. Or make excuses for them. The reality of it is that they just keep releasing paid content and not actually fixing the game, and to a point where PvP, and PvE are both being affected drastically. And it's time to do the server upgrade. It's time to whatever they've been trying to avoid. It's time to do that. And if you need to do a complete class or game rework, do it, because you're going to lose everybody. So
Yeah, I know. I know when you had uninstalled and Papa were not uninstalling, but I think he definitely canceled his subscription, and you guys are starting to leave. Since I do PvP and PvE, I thought, okay, well, I guess I can keep my subscription because I can still do some PvE stuff and everything. But once you guys had quit and it was just me and Emma, and then Emma logged off to go do whatever he had to do around his house, it was just me and the PvE world. And I thought, this is so lonely. This sucks. I don't want to do this anymore without my
yeah,
friends or whatever. So I was gonna keep it for another month, but then I decided, nah, I'm not gonna renew. Not even for the PVE content that I used to like to do. It's just not even fun anymore because if my friends are leaving, what's the point? Yeah,
yeah.
maybe I could start a new life, but oh man, it's a little bit depressing.
Like, I'm a theory crafter. I do builds, and I love doing the fun little videos if you've seen my content. Um, but I'm all for build diversity. I really am. But all the proc sets that they have in the game is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't know, there's probably somebody or a group of people that are like, nobody should be unkillable in this game. It's not that people are unkillable, it's they understand how to line a sight, they understand how to fight outnumbered. And now we have just everyone running proc sets. Everyone, you've ruined your PvP in this game.
Hmm.
They've ruined it. And it's just stupid. And you have people, Is There No One Else just did a series of videos showing how he literally goes into BGs and one button, applies sheer venom and applies oh, what's the other proc set that I can't even think of right now? Venomous Smite.
Yeah.
One button applies both those procs to people. And he went like 19 and 2, 19 and 1, 18 and 0. Like, he's tearing off these games pressing one button. Does that seem like a balanced PvP atmosphere? Like, it's just absolutely stupid. I'm all for, in the process of them fixing their game, which I don't have any faith that they will, but I'm all for them introducing just PvP gear. You already sell stuff through the merchants out in Cyrodiil. You already sell stuff through Telvar. Stick to sets. There should be some sets that are just off limits or not allowed in battlegrounds
Yeah,
and no CP. I'm getting 8 to 12k proc damage and not able to use abilities to heal through it. It's just ridiculous. So that's the direction of their game. Have fun.
yeah. And now I wonder if the game was actually working, would the proc sets be that bad to deal with?
I still think yes. I mean, you're giving them free damage, and it's not a little bit of free damage.
Mhm.
The procs are hitting as hard, if not harder, than ultimates.
Yeah, especially if you're
I
wearing like say two damage or two
Yeah,
proc sets that do damage, times that by 4 other players on your team. It starts to add up real quick.
one button guaranteed damage. That's dumb.
Mhm.
And so they need to, in this process, if someone from ZOS is listening, I hope you are. You got to get rid of the proc sets. It's stupid in a PvP atmosphere. For PvE, that's fine, and people love it. And I'm all about build diversity. Don't get me wrong, but it is completely unbalanced, and you need to get rid of that. I would just implement straight PvP armor sets, and there's a whole new build diversity, whole new. Now people are building specifically for BGs or PvP, which they were before. But now we're dedicating full lines of armor towards that. And fix your game so abilities work, light and heavy attacks line up. Animation canceling disappeared. What happened to that? We know that you wanted to get rid of animation canceling, to shorten the skill gap or the, actions per minute, lower action per minute versus higher action per minute players. But you're getting rid of things. Those low action per minute players, if they just were to practice, they could pick up those skills and they could become better.
Actually, now that you say it, instead of raising the lower players up, they're dragging the high skill players down.
That's why all your in gamers are leaving, your
Yeah.
in-game PvPers, because everything is hitting them super hard. They notice where's the animation canceling, where's bar swapping. Your lower action per minute people will not. I'm not knocking them. That's just where they're at in their journey. They're lower action per minute players, and they want to strive to become better at the game, and that means that their actions per minute get higher. Their ability to bar swap and use the front and back bar effectively, and animation cancel and things like that. That's part of it, and the
It's the
PvE.
maturation process.
That's the maturation process. The PvE community, even your higher end trial people, they're furious right now because of animation canceling and all these things that are going on, light and heavy attacks not landing and stuff. Like, the game's in a terrible, terrible spot. And, they just need to don't release any more paid content. Like, you're shooting yourself in the foot. I
Yeah.
know the numbers might say differently. Well, we get a guaranteed X amount of purchase, of this. So many people are going to purchase this one. That puts a little gas in the tank. No, you got 5 holes in the bottom of your gas tank right now. You got more than 5 holes, but you got holes in the bottom of your gas tank. Putting more gas in it is not the answer. The answer is actually stopping those holes. So you already have great things in place for revenue, multiple revenue streams in game. Your crown store is going to continue to pull things because there are a lot of role players that the cosmetics are what they're looking for. And the game is amazing in that regard. That's why I had so much fun doing my content on the game. I can make somebody that looks somewhat like Michael Myers. I can make somebody that looks like Thor, make somebody that looks like the Incredible Hulk,
Mhm.
Kratos, Ghost of Sparta, Old Man Kratos, Wonder Woman, and make them actually look like these people, and that's cool, that's fun. So in that regard, they're doing an amazing job. And I don't know, it's just frustrating to see how far this game has fallen in just the past year in performance, and it's across every platform. Nolan Kirchhoff plays on PlayStation 4, and there's people on the Xbox that are complaining about. I read a post earlier. Christopher ESO did a video just a couple days ago about the bugs and the lag and everything. And somebody commented on there, like, I had to quit playing on Xbox. The performance is so terrible,
Jeez.
So, and I love Christopher ESO, but he said something in the video about, this is my job. This is what I do. I make content for this game, and I'll just figure out, how to do that under the current circumstances. Like, I'm not going to stress myself out. I literally tried to do 5 BGs and kept running into BS. So,
And it was so funny because the video that Christopher ESO had playing in the background, you can see the lag, and he just continues to play through it. Like, yeah,
yeah,
I get, we all love the game, but good Lord, man. It's like when you see your friend just being abused in his relationship, and it's just like, hey, man, you gotta leave. He's like, yeah, but I can't. Oh, man.
yeah,
Oh, man, it's rough. It's rough. And especially to his comment where he said, despite all this stuff, I'm still going to play the game, which is fine. But what I want to know is, did you cancel your subscription? Because I think that's going to hurt more than still logging in every day and playing whatever. As long as
yeah.
you're not supporting them monetarily, I think I think that's the real information we need to know.
Why
Right?
even do a PTS when they're not going to take the feedback and listen?
Oh yeah, for that light attack thing that's going on right now. He was saying in the video that it's been posted several times in the forums from the PTS, and it still made it through.
Yeah,
And unfortunately for this particular bug, when they commented about it, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, they said, "Oh yeah, we have a fix, but it can't be hot fix. So the next time we're going to do it is 10 days from now." 10 days? That's a long time.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
It's sad. I really want to play this game really badly, and that's why I uninstalled,
yeah.
because I'm just gonna move on from that abusive relationship, and we're gonna move on to greener pastures. So right now, I've been playing Warframe and playing Smite and playing Valorant, and those are fun.
Yeah, it's nice to play games that work.
We were just talking about not trying to take stabs at it's so hard not to take stabs at them, but it is fun to play games that work.
That
The
are fully
performance.
functional.
Yeah, Smite came out the same year as Elder Scrolls Online. You're not
Mhm.
dealing with all the crap that they're dealing with there. They just did a deal with Nickelodeon and got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the game as skins, and they did a deal with um, Airbender, and he's one of the skins in the game for one of the gods. And they're making moves, and the game functions just fine, and all they're focused on is adding new gods to the game, the balance of the new gods. And it's not pay to win. It's you're paying for cosmetics, and you can pick up most of that stuff just by grinding too, or just by playing. You save up your gems or save up your. They've got a really good system in place, and they came out the same year. So
And it's interesting because I feel like it's easier for Smite because it's all PvP. And for ESO, it's so huge. You have PvE, you have PvP, and then different areas of all, within those two subtrees. And then you also have housing. You have the market, the crown market and stuff where, with guild traders. There's so many different things that they have to work around. So I can
yeah,
kind of see like how difficult it is. But at the same point, in Smite, if something's acting up funky, like breaking the game, or I'll take League of Legends because I'm more familiar with that. If there is something game breaking, they just disable that champion until it gets fixed, and people are fine with that. They get it because it's either you ban that champion so it's not in your game, or the person who gets it is like a free win because
Yeah.
it's so broken that it came through, whatever. I don't see why. I'm not gonna say that they can't do this, but I mean, I'm just still thinking about like the proc sets and stuff. Like they should just disable. They should, the way they have their binding system, they should just put a thing that says will not work in PvP. Or if you bring in a proc set that does damage, then that fifth line is disabled in PvP zones.
Yeah.
I don't see what I mean. I would be totally believable, totally believable. I can totally understand, or I could see them implementing that, or not. I guess it not being that hard to implement in PTS. And yeah, people are going to complain, but with all the thing is they have so many problems elsewhere that they can't even focus on trying to make a healthy PvP environment, right? A healthy PvP environment. They're not in a position to even address that. They have to just get things working, which they still can't do. So it's going to be a very, very long time. Because once your game is fully functional and everything's working fine, then you could focus on introducing new characters, new build, or new champions, new skills, whatever, that kind of thing. But if you can't even get the game working at a basic level, you're never going to get to those points. So,
Right. Yeah.
but I
They
would
need to
like.
start peeling back the layers, start reverse engineering to this point where we're at. If you got to take everything down to, don't take it turn based because that's false advertising. Everybody
Mhm.
here currently is not here for turn based combat. And if
Yeah,
they
there's other games that do that, right?
yeah, they did it from day one and they do it better.
Yeah.
So that'd be silly. And maybe that's something they think is an answer. Well, we have all the cosmetics, we have the everything. We want to appeal to the lower APM players anyway. So here we go. Who knows? I'm not trying to put words in their mouth, but it's silly. It's silly. They need to reverse engineer the whole process. They need to just go with what gear is in the for PvP. It's gear that you can purchase with Telvar, or gear that's purchased with AP points. Not regional vendors; those are not allowed to be used in PvP. And just dial PvP back to that basic. Here's the basic armor sets that you can wear. So we got a whole lot less checks going on. Do implement the change to 12 in a group or 6 in a group, whatever. And you can only heal or only affect positively or negatively, buff, debuff, buff party members.
Mhm.
Make the group size 6, make the group size 12, whatever. Get rid of all the checks that you think that that's going to be it or whatever, and change servers. Do whatever you need to do with the server change that they're trying to avoid so hard. So
Mhm. Yeah. Oh boy. And I want to say that it's not. I wouldn't say that we're complaining. I consider this more like an exit interview, and we're just, hey, this is these are our critiques as we leave the company.
yeah,
We'll see you on the next one.
these are facts.
Yeah.
These are all facts that we're stating, and they're the ugly facts.
Mhm.
That's the hard part about it. That's why I had to uninstall the game, is because it gets very hard. As much as I want to get this Hulk build out, and I want to, I had 3 other projects in the works: Mephisto, Magic Nightblade. I wanted to get that build out, and I wanted to update my Witcher build, and there's all kinds of things that I want to do in the game, and just the level of torture that I was subjecting myself to trying to get that footage and trying to test the builds to make sure I was releasing something that was strong and viable. And I was just like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to
Yeah.
do it. The content creation was for me. I enjoy doing it, but I'm not going to put content out there for them, you know. So
Yeah. All right. Anything else, and then we could let people know where we're going?
No, I really, it's been fun. I started this channel. I started the Grimsforge Gaming channel at the beginning of the year for a couple reasons. Number one, a handful of friends were like, "You definitely need to do that." You know, the game was performing at the beginning of the year, not 100%, but it was much better than it is now. Trust me on that. And so that's one of the reasons. And then the other reason was I wanted to figure out more about YouTube for what I do outside, and that's, you know, training professional athletes in combat sports. And I wanted to figure more out on the business side of it and how they could utilize YouTube, and, you know, what benefits that brings to them. So this has been a learning process for me, editing videos, rendering videos, how to appeal to the YouTube algorithm and stuff like that. So um, I can do that. I don't need to be with ESO to do that, but I've enjoyed the ride up until performance issues, you know, about halfway, you know, I don't
Yeah.
even know what time it got rough with the game, but it just started snowballing out of control to where all this crazy stuff's happening now. So,
I think it was Mid-Year Mayhem, right?
yeah, actually, you're right. It was like right after Mid-Year Mayhem, it just took an absolute nosedive, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So
So,
I think it was end of June, July-ish.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolute nosedive after that. So,
Oh boy.
I'm still going to make content. We're going to make it for another game. So,
Godfall.
Godfall. Yep, coming.
There's the announcement.
Yep, Godfall.
Yeah, so that'll be on November 12th. It comes out, and we are going to go on a sabbatical, go on a nice long break with the Three Skeevers podcast. So this will be the last episode for quite some time until we're looking for some sort of substantial improvement on performance wise for ESO. But until then, we will be on break, enjoying our personal lives, enjoying other games at work, and we're also going to be starting another podcast either next week or the following week for Godfall, which should be pretty fun. Don't hold me to it if we don't do it. And yeah, maybe we'll stream or something. I just threw that in there at the last second. Not part of the plan. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be fine with doing YouTube online or live. And we also stream within our Discord too. So if you look in the descriptions below, you can join the Discord, and we're streaming regularly, or screen sharing regularly. So if you want to see what Godfall's about, but not trying to have a ESO podcast and then talk about the next game, you know, that we're going to. But if you like combat of like God of War 4 and the loot system of Borderlands and the combat of Warframe and God of War, then you'll really like Godfall. And it is a solo single player game, or you can party up with 2 or 3 of your friends and do the content for it. And so that's what we're going to do, is just we're going to explore different builds and different loadouts on the Valor plates, which are the main characters of the game, put build videos together, and talk about the game, you know, and jump on board with that game day one.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I am looking forward to that immensely.
Yeah.
So cool. Any final words before we get out of here?
Yeah. Everybody just needs to band together and stop their ESO. Quit ESO for a month, 2 months. You know, move on to something else for the time being. You have to make a statement. If you don't make a statement, it's just going to continue, and they're not going to take the time to fix the game. I know that they're trying to do stuff like, oh, we're going to propose these AoE tests, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. Like, everybody just needs to leave the game. And
And when you say leave, do you mean just cancel your subscription, or you mean literally stop playing and
stop
cancel?
playing. Stop playing. They need to see a nosedive in their login attendance or whatever, however they, they need to see an absolute nosedive, like the world is ending. People are quitting our games by the dozens right now, hundreds, whatever. And so that way somebody needs to put their money where their mouth is. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. Well, you better real quickly. So
Yeah. Cool. Alrighty, and with that, we will see you guys on the next one, wherever it may be.
yeah.
See ya.
See ya. Be safe out there. You're going to say bye-bye, Argonians.
Bye bye, Rogonian.